I think, as many of you have guessed, 4 lots of 20 minutes. Do not leave us. 30 minutes of questions. So the programming is stacking up beautifully. We should be on a coffee break, but I am guessing that we'd like to sacrifice at least 15 minutes to 20 minutes of it to get some questions in, and we'll shift that down the program. I'm sure Linda will agree. So if you're dying for a break, please go and come back. If not, then please stay here. Let's take some questions. Gentlemen back. Wait for the mic, please.
All right, shall
I just want to ask, tell us more about the way the TV show is going to draw on what you've done over the last year or so.
That's an interesting question. What I'm seeing emerging really is there's 2 kinds of cross-platform projects around TV. There are ones that are highly integrated, where you basically work on the TV and whatever interactive media go around it from the off, and the editorial of the one impacts on the editorial of the other. So the next thing that I'm doing is a thing called Picture This, which is a bit like an opportunity for digital photography. And in that case, that's a project that's been involved in that way. So there's a great deal of editorial connection between the interactive and the telly. The example that I've just showed you is the other kind, really, where basically you're providing an opportunity for people to extend the experience of the television. I mean, this one's quite weird in a way because you're extending the experience before they even had the experience. But you're just giving people an opportunity to find out more and ideally to do something as a result of the television, and that's the other kind. So there's the highly integrated kind, and there's the sort of extending experience kind. And with the extending experience kind, there's no direct editorial connection between this and the show, but they're done in completely the same spirit, and they engage with completely the same questions. So the sorts of things I was talking about, just how public is public art, what does it actually mean, that kind of thing.
Jeff, in the middle of the row.
Right, a question for Alan. I just wondered why there wasn't a more direct connection with the content from this to the content for the television show. I mean, there must be some really incredible stories coming out from this sort of, user-generated content, you know, and why is that not connected more?
There's all sorts of reasons, really. I mean, one of them is that it's different. This is a very complicated project because of the fact that you're actually raising funding for the artwork. So the actual kind of timescale and schedule for the whole project is quite sort of difficult and up in the air one, which means that at the outset no one would have had any notion that actually we'd be live with the online side of things a year before the TV show was ready to air. So one could have played it that way, but I don't think it's diminished in any way by the fact that we're not plugging into those stories. I mean, the stories are there on the web, and people can enjoy them in that form. But it could have been played that way.
Lady down. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, thanks. I've got a question for Clive, actually. That it was a Tate website or the National Gallery kiosk system. I don't know. National Gallery website. Don't take anyone else's word. The question I had for Clive really was, I think the work you've done is a real selling point, but I wonder if it's sold strongly enough at the moment because price brands seem to make people choose the network.
But that's really completely the opposite of what people want. I mean, in fact, the entire result of the operator handset wars in the United Kingdom over the last 6 years or so has been that user choice is the one that should inform what handset you buy and what network you with. So it's an interesting time for me, I think, and very interesting that you said what you just said. So I guess my question is, yes, is that you position Orange as a provider of service, but do you not think that it's in fact the users and the handset manufacturers who are much better positioned to do that?
I love this argument. People want phones. They don't. I think they, as I say, people expect Nokia to work. A, it's not true. B, Nokia don't have any customers. You know, we buy the phones and give them to people. People pay bills to us. All Nokia is interested in is getting rid of as many phones as they can in an environmentally sustainable world in comparison to don't see any reason why manufacturers should be better at usability than an operator. It's all a question of employing the right designers and having the right thought process. I mean, should Apple have commissioned Nokia to make the iPhone? You know, ridiculous. So I think this is a sort of legacy argument where people are really stuck into, well, how dare the operators? And I hear it on the blogs, with people complaining about what I do on a daily basis. You know, nerds go into Orange and complain that I exist. Well, I don't accept that. I think someone has to take responsibility, and as a designer I want to take responsibility. If I'm not doing it well enough, then I need to do it better. Fair enough. But when it's a battle between Nokia and Motorola and Vodafone and Orange, you know, neither side are actually trying to do the right thing for the customer. I don't think either side is better or worse. We should just be taking responsibility and creating a better experience.
So you think Orange should take responsibility for that experience in the handset?
Well, Orange was interesting because they were the first people to put their logo on the handset. And I think that means, okay, we've got to get it right. So when I walk in my Orange store and my phone doesn't work, Orange say, oh, sorry, that's not our fault. We're going to send it back to the manufacturer. It's nothing to do with us. I think that's crap. You know, we should be taking responsibility. We should be getting the user interface right. We have to remember one of the reasons we got into user interface was there's such a huge difference between very well-known manufacturers where one phone would earn us 5 times more than another manufacturer's phone because their usability was so poor. So we kind of had to get involved for a purely financial reason.
I think that's totally disingenuous. The reason that you use handsets as real estate UI is that you can sell product. It's not to provide a better customer experience. In fact, if anyone is, that is very good. That is Nokia, because you guys are constantly at war. You know, for example, Scoot and Sony Ericsson dated a deal. That went to Orange. Orange said, no, we're stripping out the Scoot deal. And so, in fact, you guys, you know, you use the UI to sell product. I think it's disingenuous to say that you do it because
I'm not saying I'm perfect. Yeah, I know there's all sorts of nonsense like that. But I don't think Nokia are some sort of white knight.
I'm going to jump in and stop 5 questions from you. Well done. If everybody knows the network and the phone provider war, go to the States. If you want a real fucking, you know, nightmare, pay $400 of your own money for a phone and then lose it in a pub. Then come arguing and saying you're being disingenuous. Sorry, it's not true. There's a lot of money going out. There just needs to be some money going in. So whether it's controlling the time or controlling the product or slapping other phones other than Nokia to get a UI that's correct, then I'm sorry he's got to do it. He's giving you $400. He's got to get some of that. And he's still charging me. He's eating in my time. Right. I am going to... One more. Be very patient. Cameraman.
Very slight extension to the last question, or a request moreover, in that I'm an Orange user and you design the UI of the phone, and I just think that all the icons being orange just sort of detracts from distinguishability. For example, if Apple had all grey icons and they're dark, it wouldn't be that great. So maybe, I mean, great iconography, I like it, just the colour scheme might be able to be a bit more varied.
Well, a very quick answer is that is the biggest challenge for brands now, is how do we create a sense of brand underlying DNA without just making everything orange. And you know, that's what we've done in the past because we know how to do it. Now we have to work out what does a brand really mean without just being graphic consistency. That's a massive challenge.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Please, a round of applause.